Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Reardon, and in this presentation I'm going to talk about an indoor shrimp farm that uses a recirculating aquaculture system, or RAS. My case study is Homegrown Shrimp USA, which is an indoor land-based shrimp farm in Florida. They raise Pacific white shrimp in a recirculating system. I'm going to explain what a RAS is, talk about the shrimp species they grow, and how this system type matches the needs of the shrimp. For this assignment, I chose shrimp on purpose. Anytime we're allowed to pick a species, I pretty much always choose shrimp. The reason is that I actually want to run my own shrimp farm one day, so I'm using every assignment as practice. Homegrown Shrimp USA looks a lot like the kind of system I imagine for myself, with indoor tanks and recirculating water instead of outdoor ponds. Using this real farm as my example helps me think through how I would design my own future shrimp farm, not just complete the project. A recirculating aquaculture system, or RAS, is basically a closed-loop system where the water is constantly cleaned and reused instead of being used once and thrown away. This kind of farm, everything happens on land and indoors. Water from the shrimp tank goes through filters and treatment units and then comes back to the tanks once it's cleaned and the oxygen is adjusted. It's considered an intensive system because the farm stocks a lot of animals in a relatively small space and relies heavily on pumps, filters, and monitoring to keep the water safe. The benefit is that it gives the farmers a lot of control over the environment and can cut down on overall water use. The species raised at Homegrown Shrimp USA is Pacific white shrimp, also known as white-legged shrimp. The scientific name is Litopenias venemi. This species is one of the most common shrimp used in aquaculture worldwide. It grows quickly and does well in farm conditions when temperature, oxygen, and water quality are kept within a good range. These shrimp like warm, stable water and don't handle big swings in conditions very well. They can be stocked at pretty high densities, but only if the farm has strong filtration and good management, which is where the RAS system comes in. At Homegrown Shrimp USA, the shrimp are grown in rows of shallow indoor tanks or raceways. Because everything is inside a building, the farm doesn't have to rely on weather or tides like a coastal pond would. The tanks are set up so that water flows through them and then leaves the tanks to go through the filtration system. First, mechanical filters remove solid waste like shrimp poop and uneaten feed. Then the water passes through biofilters where beneficial bacteria converts toxic ammonia and nitrite to safer compounds. The system also uses aeration or oxygen systems to keep dissolved oxygen at a good level for the shrimp. After all of that, the cleaned, reoxygenated water is sent back to the tanks. So instead of constantly bringing in new water and dumping out old water, the farm mostly recirculates and cleans the same water over and over. Why this system fits Pacific white shrimp. This kind of system is a really good match for Pacific white shrimp. The shrimp need warm, well-oxygenated water, and they do best when the environment is kept stable. A recirculating system lets the farm control important things like temperature, salinity, oxygen, and waste levels. If something starts to move out of the ideal range, they can catch it quickly and adjust the system. That makes it easier to keep the shrimp healthy even at higher stocking densities. Indoor RAS farms like Homegrown Shrimp USA can also use less water per kilogram of shrimp and avoid some of the environmental problems tied to big coastal shrimp farms. For me personally, this kind of setup is very close to how I picture my own future shrimp farm. Indoor, focused on water quality, and designed to match the biology of the shrimp. Thank you for your time.